one of the artists who's done one of the more iconic takes on Moon Knight's costume is putting Marvel Studios and Disney on blast because they are going to be using his costume, but he had no idea they were in fact going to be using it, and he's not making any money off of it. So I think most of you, if you've looked at Moon Knight comics in the last couple of years, there is very little doubt in my mind that you've seen this costume. I mean, it's been all over the place. It's been on comic covers, been utilized in an entire run. It's kind of just one of those comic suits that you go, oh yeah, I've seen that before. It's been in memes and everything, so it's there. Now recently, the man behind that costume, this being Declan Shalvey, took to social media to put Disney on blast because, well, he drew it. He came up with the design, like the entire thing. How it looks, you know, how they took Moon Knight's costume and what he had before to make it something a little bit more practical, kind of like a mob boss look to it, if you will. And he says that it's one of those surreal things to see that this thing is going to be in live action because he drew it and he's excited by it. And when he was asked if he's being paid for this, he was like, no, I'm not making any money from this. That would be nice. And did he get any credit for it? Any monetary value associated with his design that they're using in the show? Nothing on the money. A hopeful for the credit, and that's really about it. So, yeah, naturally, many people are siding with the artist, and rightfully so. He drew the original idea, and they're using it pretty much one for one, like identically, so that kind of makes sense. Now, of course, there's been other people associated with drawing the same costume and stuff, but again, he's like the original one that came up with it, so it is what it is. Now, yes, people have pointed out, obviously, the Secret Avengers had this look first before it showed up in the solo run that he did, but that was one of those things where a timing of event and how the comics rolled out, it's one of those things that just kind of happens, but again, there was some slight changes to each suit. Now, we've actually discussed this in the podcast previously and even in the member section more extensively, and, you know, Marvel and all these comic companies and such hire these people as just, you know, as work. It's, you're hired, you design this, and then it's our property. We don't have to pay you more. And that's largely how art has been handled for so long that it's honestly kind of insane, especially when you look at it today where Moon Knight is going to go on and be a huge money draw and things like that, and most of the people associated with it will not make any money because it was just a job that they did, but they did create something iconic. And it's one of those things where the media and the landscape continues to change constantly, but art always seems to be left behind, really. But I honestly, personally think that this should change. They should go back and fix this so the people responsible for some of these looks that get used, and even creations, and even entire art styles like we've seen with Hawkeye, they should be credited more and paid a little bit more. But they're not, and that is unfortunate. So let's hope that something comes of this, but don't hold your breath.